All right.
Yeah.
Which rookie wide receiver will have the best season? Breech.
Ooh. When I look at all these rookie wide receivers, I think that a lot of it has to do with what team you end up with. Obviously, we saw, I think only 4 guys taken in the first round. And, even though, say, Jackson Smith and Jigma, who might be the most talented and was the first receiver selected, he's going into an offense in Seattle where he might not put up the biggest numbers and therefore might not have the most successful rookie season. So I think if I had to pick one guy I like and one wild card, one guy I like is Quentin Johnston, because he is going to the Chargers, first round pick. You have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams there. So automatically you're a guy who's probably going to get a lot of single coverage. Justin Herbert is a very
You're not seeing a double. He's not seeing a double team this year.
Yeah, exactly. And so, that is an offense that is set up for a rookie to have a lot of success at wide receiver. So I could see him putting up some huge numbers. And then I'm going to throw out a 4th round pick in Charlie Jones, only because the Bengals drafted him. And I think that you have kind of that 4th guy who could be a sneaky good player in the Bengals offense behind Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, that guy that just no one's going to pay attention to because you're so focused on the other 3 guys. But obviously, when you're the 4th guy, you're probably not getting as many balls as Johnson would as the 3rd guy. So I think Quentin Johnston probably is the biggest rookie year out of the receivers who were taken.
Yeah, I'm a big Quentin Johnston fan. I was actually just looking at Georgia's receiving stats, and obviously not that he played for Georgia, but he did play against Georgia's defense. The reason I was looking at Georgia's is because I love Zay Flowers for the Baltimore Ravens. You look at the Todd Monken style offense, and they threw to Brock Bowers and Kenny McIntosh a lot. This is not an offense that was like heavily featuring like a ton of wide receivers, but Ladd McConkey, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. It's reasonable comp to Zay Flowers, I think. Let me double check and see what let's see. Zay Flowers 5'10", 177. So we're close enough. Like, I think this is the situation where with Odell Beckham and with Rashad Bateman, with Mark Andrews there. So just sort of trying to fashion this. And I'm not saying the offense is gonna be the same, right? Georgia, totally different ball game. You have the ability to recruit players. You have all 5 stars. Kirby Smart's probably the best recruiter on the planet Earth right now. You are loaded at depth and skill guys. But if Mark Andrews is your Brock Bowers here, and maybe you have some like J.K. Dobbins as your Kenny McIntosh, I guess. I think it's reasonable to say that Zay Flowers could be like your Ladd McConkey, or maybe Rashad Bateman is. These guys are, you use the tight end to stretch the field. You use the run game to really get downhill on defenses and force them to load up the box. And then you have a guy like Zay Flowers, I think, that is going to be vertical and horizontal, used in all kinds of different screen games, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, Zay Flowers can just be absolutely explosive for the Ravens. So big Zay Flowers guy. Love his potential for this season. And I would say Quentin Johnston and Zay Flowers are my 2 guys, just to double down with Breech, that I would be on board with.
Zay Flowers 22-1 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Quentin Johnston 25-1 Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, obviously, we know those normally go to quarterbacks, but would you throw any money on those guys, Brinson?
What were the numbers?
22-1 for Zay Flowers, and Quentin Johnston 25-1.
Oh yeah.
Pass.
Both. Give me both. Yeah. Although wide receivers don't win that award very often,
except they've won it the last 2 years.
Except for the last 2 years.
Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase.
Yes.
I will say that, it is. You're right. Maybe they do. Wait, do they win it a lot? Am I stupid? I can't remember.
No, it's not a lot. Before that,
recently.
It was like Odell Beckham in 2014.
Before Wilson and Chase, there was a giant gap. From 2010 to 2020, Odell was the only receiver.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. So, and then you can look at the last 2 years and say Jamar Chase with that huge game against Kansas City in week 15 or whatever it was, stole it from Mac Jones. I'm not saying that Jamar Chase didn't earn it, just that Mac Jones was minus 1,000 at that point in time. And then last year, Garrett Wilson had a great season, but there just wasn't a lot, there wasn't, if there's a dominant, but this season, Bijan's a huge favorite, and the running back is going to get it, or unless there's a quarterback who just, there's quarterbacks or the running backs are going to get it unless a wide receiver goes nuts unless it's just bad seasons from the quarterbacks and running backs.
And also, let's not forget that they changed the voting system last year where you can rank your candidates. Before 2022, you could only list one person on your ballot. Now you can list multiple people on your ballot. And Garrett Wilson didn't even get the most first place votes last year because Kenneth Walker got the most first place votes. But Wilson managed to win the award because he had more total points, which is just, I cannot believe more of a controversy wasn't made of that. Just Kenneth Walker got the most first place votes and did not win the award.